We are hours away from release of the biggest release of a Microsoft Flight Simulator since it was launched. We've got all the last minute news, including which developers were going to release their products in this week leading up to Sim Update 11 and the 40th anniversary edition. We have got you covered with all of that, including this week's big announcement, so let's jump into the video. Before we jump into this week's announcements and release news, in these videos we try to bring you all the Flight Sim news in one place. So if that sounds right up your taxiway, please click that subscribe button. 72% of people that watch the Oz Flight Sim channel are not subscribed. So please hit the subscribe button. It really helps support myself and grows the channel. Pre-flighting this week's previews and announcements. And the first one goes to the team over at Parallel 42, announcing this week their next project, which is called Flow. Flow is essentially a replacement menu bar within Microsoft Flight Simulator, but way more powerful for simmers. This next generation menu looks like a widget, and it has the potential to pretty much control most things within the simulator. Some of the features that were showcased in the teaser trailer were resetting the aircraft positions, changing autopilot settings, teleporting to another location in the world, changing the time of day, and resetting aircraft positions. All these are really scratching the surface of what Flow can actually do within the simulator. I imagine this would be a great benefit to Xbox users. The Flow will be available in two versions, a standard version and an advanced version. The advanced version will allow users to write custom scripts to create their own functions. Flow is not a SPADNet style application that interfaces with controls. It's built to interface with variables. The Parallel 42 team mentioned that Flow will be out before the end of the year and will be released on Orbex first. Once Flow is stable to a certain point, the team will push for a Xbox build. NE builds are known for their scenery and creating some great aircraft, which you'll see a few of these in the 40th anniversary that will be released in just a few hours. To this date, none of the team have done a warbird until now. NE builds this week announced their first warbird, which will be the P-40F, which is the Warhawk. The Warhawk is a vintage fighter from World War II with more than 13,000 of these aircraft have been built. The Warhawk played a crucial role when it comes to fighters and bombers in the Pacific and also the Northern African theaters. Some of the features we should expect to see are sounds recorded from the real aircraft, fully modeled interior and exterior with fully interactive 3D cockpit, 4K PBR textures, a civilian and military versions of the aircraft, detail engines with removable cowlings, AFB included, and a bunch of liveries as well. NE builds mentions that the Warhawk will be available before the end of the month, and the Warhawk will come to Xbox. We're just not sure when it will be, at launch or after launch for an Xbox release. Just Flight this week has updated us on their in-development traffic AI product, which is called FS Traffic for Microsoft Flight Simulator. FS Traffic was announced a while ago and it was planned to be released sometime this year. However, the team is confident they will see a release in Q4 so long as Sim Update 11 goes to plan. There's been a lot of competition in the traffic AI department recently, such as FSLTL, if I said that correctly, which is a freeware product. Just Flight Traffic AI will include more than 40 high-quality models, 700 plus liveries. The aircraft have custom animations, effects, and lighting. The utilities plan to be very easy to use and easy to set up. Just Flight are no stranger when it comes to traffic AI solutions, and from the looks of things, the traffic in traffic AI will be remarkably detailed. No plan or release date other than the team is shooting for Q4 this year. As always, we'll keep you posted. Kicking off this week's release news, and the first one is Flight Control Replay version 5 has been released this week. This brings the 5th and latest version of this series of replay utility from the team. Flight Control Replay is a third-party replay utility with many additional features. This new update comes with an all-new interface which is miles better than the previous version, with a bunch of new additional features such as cinematic replay with automatic camera switch, ghost plane function which can be used for formation flying. The PMDG and the Phoenix are now supported with animations and everything, landing and touchdown reports, crash to desktop recoveries, and next-gen memory management for performance upgrades, basically improvement to run the app. Flight Control Replay is available through the Sim Market Store. I'll leave a link in the description below. In some big news this week, Navigraph launched its next release in its chart series, which is Navigraph Chart 8. This version of the app now has VFR charts, drag and drop routing, and infinite zoom. This really is a flight simulation must add-on in my opinion. If you're not familiar with Navigraph charts, it's a flight planning utility that helps you plan and monitor every phase of your flights, from GA flights to airliner flights. The feature list is very long, and here's some of the main features you will see with this upgrade. Worldwide VFR charts, drag and drop construction, seamless zoom, 3D globe projection, autopilot of procedural charts, airport crosswind, and weather information. The Navigraph team also plan to introduce a number of additional features in the coming months, including weather layers, nav logs, profile views, traffic visualization, and chart notes. You can pick up your copy of Navigraph charts directly from their store. I will say this though, it is a subscription service. It's just not one purchase. You'll need to pay for it each and every month. In our next release for the week, this goes to the team over at SoFly, this week releasing its new offering, which is Global Landings North America. In 2021, SoFly released its Landing Challenge Pro series, where you were tasked at different landing challenges in different types of aircraft. I got a big kick out of it. It was a lot of fun. This time around, the team seemed to be focusing on regions starting with North America, featuring the US and Canada. The package includes 80 varied challenges that you'll be able to fly in a variety of different conditions and aircraft. Different size airfields with different weather systems, and for the first time you can use multiple aircraft at the same airport to vary the experience. Features included in the package is 80 different challenges, live weather challenges. You can choose from easy to hard weather scenarios. You get a scorecard after each and every successful landing, and you can earn top score and get ultimate bragging rights against your other simi mates. You can pick up your copy of Global Landings North America from SoFly in the InSim marketplace or directly through the SoFly store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Sky Simulations this week releases the MD-11 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This team is no stranger to this aircraft, as they've been developing it over in other sim platforms for a long time now, all the way back to FS9, and now they bring the MD-11 to Microsoft Flight Simulator. From the looks of it, this package seems to be pretty high detail and includes many systems and functions of the MD-11. Sky Simulations version of the MD-11 comes with 4 variants of the aircraft, including 2 passenger variants and 2 freighter variants, with 19 liveries from all the majors. Features include a dynamic wing flex, high-res PBR textures, 3D fan blades, a Microsoft Flight Simulator native icing, animated thrust reversers, 3D pilots, and operational wipers. The sound has been recorded from real aircraft, and many systems have been implemented, including the APU, full autopilot, electrical, fuel, and hydraulic systems. The EFB is included, where you can control the aircraft's weights, doors, and ground equipments, and a maintenance mode. You can pick up your copy of Sky Simulations MD-11 directly from the Simmer Market store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Apex Gaming PCs and the Oz Flight Simmer channel have partnered up to create a range of gaming flight simmer PCs tailored to flight simulation pilots in mind. The private pilot and the commercial pilot range has been designed to provide a great frame rates if you are on a budget, or if you're an experienced simmer and want to take your simming to the next level. You can even customize to suit your virtual pilot needs. Links in the description below if you want to check out the new range of Oz Flight Simmer PCs, the private pilot and the commercial pilot. Lining up and waiting for this week's sim update news, and only a few short hours to wait before the biggest release of a Microsoft Flight Simulator to date since the Simmer launch, which is Sim Update 11 and the 40th anniversary edition. Most areas of the globe will be able to download on November 11th, with a few countries such as Down Under will have to wait till the early hours of the 12th before they can hit the download button. The Microsoft team have posted the release times and expect to be some delays or slower than usual downloads, as we expect to see a large amount of simmers jumping on this update straight away. The 40th anniversary and Sim Update 11 will introduce gliders and helicopters to the simulator native for the first time. This will include all new flight mechanics and weather integration to support the new aircraft. We will also see a total of 12 new aircraft, including the Airbus A310, DC-3 and the Wright Flyer, just to mention a few. 4 new classic commercial airports, 10 glider airports, 14 heliports, and 20 classic missions from the past of other Microsoft Flight Simulator franchises. This sim update also plans to bring a bunch of new features, including stability and performance improvements to the sim. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can see the full changelog once the 40th anniversary edition has been released. This update will be at 22 gigabytes in size to download, but it will require 40 gigabytes of free space on your hard drive. This is a big update, being a content and a sim update all in one. There'll be some other simmers out there that may encounter problems. I highly recommend jumping over to the forums and checking out the workarounds if that happens to be you. I'll leave a link in the description below of the known problems list of the simulator, which includes all the workarounds. Make sure you take a look at that if you happen to have some problems. Many third-party developers, particularly around aircraft, from the looks of things with this update will need to update their aircraft. Developers have had access to the beta, and I would expect most known world developers have already released updates or will have updates available soon after the release. Again, highly recommend checking comms from your favorite developers if you encounter any problems with their products. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, good or bad. How's your experience been with the new update once it's been released? This week we've seen no new updates from the development roadmap and the feedback snapshot, which is expected just before a large update. This week in the InSim marketplace we've seen 12 new products. 7 of these have been released on PC and 5 on Xbox. The highlight this week is the Demons G39 Griffin and also the Orbex P750 X-Style. The other releases this week are sceneries, night lighting improvements and airports. If you got this far in the video, I thank you very much for all your support. As I mentioned at the start of the video, please hit that subscribe button. If you got any value out of this video, this really helps support myself and keeps the channel growing. I'm going to leave you here with another video I think you're going to enjoy, and it's on the left hand side. Why don't you click that one, and I will see you over there.